Live from the Memorial Fieldhouse in the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium on the campus of Westminster College. It is the 2019 President's Athletic Conference Championship Women's Volleyball match, and it pits the number 1 seed, the host Westminster Titans, and the number 2 seed, the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes. Alongside Jack Hillgrove, I'm Kyle Dawson. Welcome into the broadcast perch from the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium. We are ready to go for some PAC Women's Volleyball Tournament action and the championship contest. For the first time ever, Westminster and Geneva do battle for the PAC crown. Welcome in once again. This is a broadcast from Westminster College on the PAC Sports Network and the PAC Championship. It doesn't get much better than this. Women's volleyball, Geneva and Westminster, the top 2 seeds, just as the standings would draw it up in the postseason. 2 teams that have combined for 47 wins on the season, and now they go one more to try and clinch a bid, the automatic bid to the NCAA Division III tournament.
Yeah, and this one should be interesting because while Kyle, Westminster, in my opinion, has been the best team in the President's Athletic Conference all season long, a week ago this was a matchup that occurred and it was a 3-0 sweep in favor of the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out today. Now, that matchup that was a 3-0 loss for Westminster took place in this gymnasium, 25-19, 25-16, 25-23, all 3 sets in favor of Geneva. Westminster's path since then is still a bye in the first round and defeating St. Vincent in the semifinals on Thursday night, 3-0, 25-22, 25-11, and 25-19. And for Geneva, a 3-0 match win against Grove City the last time out, and a little bit of a tougher path. 28-26, 25-20, 25-17, the 3-set scores. Kyle, it'll be an interesting matchup. I'm excited for it because winners 3-0 over Westminster.
Yeah, that loss for Westminster to Geneva a week ago today snapped a 5-game win streak, or a 5-match win streak over the Geneva Golden Tornadoes, and that was something that dated back all the way to 2016, and that was an opportunity for Geneva to kind of close in and take care of business on the Westminster College Titans. Geneva hadn't beaten Westminster since 2016. They swept that season series that year, but that 5-match win streak also included last year's semifinals. The Westminster Titans, on their way to a runner-up finish in the PAC last year, defeated Geneva College in the semifinals by a final of 3-2. This is the 4th all-time meeting in the tournament between these 2 teams, but as mentioned earlier in the Open, this is the first time that these 2 schools will meet up for the championship, and with that title and the gold medal on the line. 2018, Westminster 3-2 in the semifinals. Westminster won 3-1 in 2012 in the first round, and in Geneva's first eligible year in 2011 when they joined the conference, Geneva beat Westminster 3-0 in the semifinals of that tournament on their way to their only championship. Geneva in 2011, the PAC champs. 2002, 2007, 2008, the 3 PAC crowns for the Westminster Titans, and this is the 8th appearance in the PAC title match for Westminster. As for Geneva, it is the 3rd appearance in a title match. They were the runners-up in 2014, but the big thing is, and Wendy Smith will tell you all about this, in her 20th year as the Geneva head coach, has won 346 matches, a .564 winning percentage. She has this team in the tournament every single year since they joined the PAC, and they've made semifinal appearances each of the last 7 years, including this year. This is a program that has been very good, and Westminster too, but Geneva especially since it joined the conference in 2011.
Yeah, Wendy Smith, a Duke graduate, 3 letters in her time at Duke University. She was a gamer in college and brought that experience after a couple of pit stops at La Roche College, head coach at Mount Lebanon High School in Pittsburgh, and as well as an assistant here at Geneva before taking over as the head coach. She knows how to win, and she has had this program, as you mentioned, Kyle, a PAC contender ever since it joined the President's Athletic Conference.
Tammy Swearingen is in her 27th year as the head coach of the Westminster Titans. This team has been to the PAC final each of the last 2 years, making on their 3rd consecutive appearance here in the PAC title game. At 25-6 overall this year, they are 10-2 on their home court. One of those losses is mentioned to Geneva Geneva is 9-0 on the road, by the way. They have not been beaten when they've traveled away from the Matheny Fieldhouse in Geneva. Let's turn things over to our public address here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium. Let's hear the national anthem, and then we'll meet the starting lineups. Let's stick with public address. Let's meet the officials as well as tonight's starting lineups for the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes first, and then the Westminster College Titans.
22 wins and 8 losses. Introducing the Golden Tornadoes first and non-starters. Number 7, Alana Hoppel. Number 8, Millicent Goldcomer. Number 14, Grace McCracken. Number 17, Hannah Deuce. Number 18, Olivia Moore. Number 23, Haley McDonough. Number 24, Natalie Parra. And number 26, Kate Anderson. Now the starters for the Golden Tornadoes. Number 1, Kayla Coughlin. Number 2, Maggie Townsend. Number 3, Daphne Hunsinger. Number 5, Melissa Hunsinger. Number 9, Casey Coastal. Number 21, Hope Shook. And number 22, Kimmy Kuzma. Geneva is coached by Wendy Smith, assisted by Brianna McCaffrey, Ethan Houston, and Kimberly Melvison. Now for your Westminster Titans. Westminster enters today's match with an overall record of 25 wins and 6 losses. Introducing the Titans first and non-starters. Number 1, Amanda Stevenson. Number 4, Anna Olama. Number 5, Haley Moore. Number 6, Isabel Snyder. Number 9, Shannon Sullivan. Number 12, Haley Farmery. Number 15, Vanessa Tom. Number 18, Casey Kirkman. Number 20, Maya Thornton. Number 22, Aaron Dovenmeyer. Number 24, Jerry Washington. And number 25, Brooke McQuillan. Now the starters for the Titans. Number 3, Samantha Kelly. Number 8, Josie Kaporsa. Number 11, Maya Stewart. Number 13, Megan Steele. Number 14, Becky Adelman. Number 17, Katie Schuba. And number 23, Riley Kajor. Westminster is coached by Tammy Swearingen and assisted by Brandon Lewis, Shannon Leposki, and Samara West. Best of luck to both teams.
All right, let's do it. Westminster Geneva PAC Women's Volleyball Championship on the line here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium inside the beautiful Memorial Fieldhouse on the campus of Westminster College. Kyle Dawson, Jack Kilgrove again with you on behalf of the PAC Sports Network, live at pacstream.net.
A warm embrace in front of the scorer's table right on the midcourt line between Westminster's Tammy Swearingen and Geneva's Wendy Smith. Sort of like a, hey, let's have fun today. Congratulations for getting to this point, because it's 47 years of head coaching experience, almost a half a century's worth at their respective schools between both Tammy Swearingen and Wendy Smith. And
Westminster,
you can't ask for a better matchup.
No, absolutely.
Led by
I was just
two better
about
head
to say,
coaches.
Westminster 25-6 overall, Geneva 22-8. These two teams both had at least 12 wins in PAC play this year, and 10-2 the home record for Westminster, 9-0 the road record for Geneva. Fourth time these two teams meet up in the PAC tournament, the first for the PAC crown. A couple substitutions here off the bat to insert the libero for Westminster, a very good one, and senior Josie Toporser, wearing that alternate white Westminster jersey, the blue numbers, everyone in blue shorts, Westminster donning the home blue jerseys, white shoulders, white lettering on the back, white numbers. Geneva in the road grays. The libero for the Tornadoes, Kayla Coughlin, is wearing the alternate gold jersey down on the right side of your screen. And it's service for Westminster to begin things. Samantha Kelly knocks it over to the Geneva underway in the PAC championship match. Teams split the regular season series. Both teams won on the other's home court. Here's an attack from the near side. That came from Geneva's Hope Shook, who has been a one-time Rookie of the Week this year already. And the first point goes to Geneva, an attack air against Westminster, and it is 1-0 Geneva in the first set. Service over to the Golden Tornadoes.
An error by Westminster, but they're playing sound defense to start this matchup, and that'll help put things back on their side as well.
Service error against the Golden Tornadoes. We're even at 1 in the first set. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Remember, we played to 25, win by 2 in each of the first 4 sets. If we need a winner-take-all fifth, it will be to 15, win by 2. That ball is out. The far side cross-court attack just misses the line. Down on the court, and the gray lines are your volleyball lines. It's a point for Westminster, 2-1, and the service continues for Maya Stewart. Attack near side. Geneva had it partially blocked by Westminster. Off to the opposite side, Riley DeGeorge. She is the best player on this team for Westminster. Going to end up getting a kill there on the attack, 3-1 in favor of Westminster. DeGeorge, a senior out of Ashtabula, Ohio. St. John High School. She is 6th in kills all time at Westminster. Started the year at 10th in that category. That one's pushed from the middle, played over by Kuzma, and the whistle will stop play. A net violation called against Geneva. It is quickly 4-1 in the first set. The lead is to Westminster. Stewart will work left to right. Stewart, good in her own right as a sophomore at 5'9", an outside hitter right side. Attack from the back line into the net by Hope Shook, and the mistakes continue to pile on for Geneva. 5 in a row for Westminster to lead 5-1 in the first set. It's kept alive by the libero Toporser. Played back along to the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. Popped over the net, but punched over on one. That was Becky Adelman from the middle. Opposite side, DeGeorge. Long attack, dug out on the back line. That was Hunsinger there. Return partially blocked, and through the middle. That is a kill, and a 6th straight point for the Westminster Titans comes from the sophomore middle, Adelman. Timeout.
Couldn't ask for much of a better start if you're Westminster, hitting well in every single defensive zone that they need to be and adjusting to Geneva's offensive attack accordingly, forcing Geneva to call a timeout. Less than 5 minutes into the match, Kyle? I mean, Westminster is playing in its early stages, and there's lots of volleyball left, but Westminster is playing like they earned the #1 seed, and they're also playing like they're very, very upset in what happened to their match against Geneva a week ago.
Yeah, second consecutive year that Westminster has been the top seed in the PAC tournament. And Tammy Swearingen's team out to a quick start here, 25-6 in the regular season, looking for their 4th PAC crown. That first match between these two teams that went 5 sets played back on October 12th at the Matheny Fieldhouse on the campus of Geneva College was Westminster 3-2. And it went 25-20 in the first set, so it was competitive, it was tight down the stretch, and Westminster ended up winning that first set. Of course, Westminster would not win the first set or any of the 3 sets a week ago today. here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium between these two schools. The final regular season match for the two. Service continues for Maya Stewart. Does have 34 aces on the year. Does not have one yet here on this service run, but it is 6 consecutive points, 5 of them on the service line for the Titans. That ball's pushed far and off to the left, and the Geneva Gordon Tornadoes with an attack error by Westminster will break the run. Yeah, it's just a classic case of miscommunication between Kelly and Edelman. She was taking a 2-ball approach, and Kelly was set a 1-ball, but no harm, no foul. Geneva not able to throw anything together point-wise. It's a second consecutive serve for Geneva that has gone into a service error, both of the serves. One long over the net. That one played into the net. It was Hope Shook, the freshman, on service. And this rally ensues here with the score 7-2. Westminster in set 1. Pushed from the middle. That is a good play by Kimmy Kuzma. 7-3. Geneva gets service back, looking to retain it. Yeah, Kuzma from Ambridge, a volleyball tradition at Ambridge High School in the WPIAL. Westminster again, and where they needed to be defensively, you just got to give Kuzma credit. She put it, because there's always zones, no matter how you adjust defensively, that will be open, and she found it. Great play. Stewart pushes from the back line. Oh, great diving play by Toporsa. She's been fantastic in her career as well as a senior. D-spec the libero in the white jersey, and it'll end up in a point for the Westminster Titans. 8-3 on the attack. Goes for a kill. The 674 digs coming into the match for Toporsa. It says all you need to say there, 674 digs. Well, she'll be taking over first place in the conference during this match. It was only 2 digs, or 3 digs rather, behind the W&J defensive player that is in first place in that category. 6.36%, including a 43 dig performance against W&J this year, a career high. And she's also got 5+ matches to Porser with 30+ digs, and another point for the Titans after Geneva got one back. That's a tremendous, tremendous run by Shuba. Backslide. And why that's so good is because, as Westminster gets another point, it's so good because you take the approach towards the middle and the defense, the opposition adjusts accordingly, but at the last second, you come behind the setter, and that changes everything defensively for the other team, and that makes you switch what you're doing last second. Some teams can adjust to it, but it's very hard to do it when it's ran pretty good, and Shuba and Kelly doing a good job of running it at that point. After the double hit, a service error against the Titans gives serve back to Geneva. 5 serves 10 here in the first set. Toporsa has already taken over. She's got 4 digs on the match so far. According to our live stats machine, Nathan Laricia, the sports information director here at Westminster, handling the live stats down there. Lift violation against Geneva, point Titans, 11-5. Toporsa back to serve. Has played in 30 of the 31 matches coming into this one for Westminster this year. Started 6 of them because, well, if you don't have serve, the libero doesn't often get credit for a start. That's a point for Geneva. The attack came long. Service continues, or rather begins again for Geneva. The Gordon Tornadoes have not had consecutive points yet in this first set as they make a substitution in the middle. Kuzma comes back in to the front line of the rotation. Service for the Gordon Tornadoes, a good one. Stewart dug it. Opposite side, popped back up into the air for Stewart on the attack. It's left of the mark. A point for the Gordon Tornadoes, and for the first time have consecutive points. Attack error by Maya Stewart after the Adelman attack error. Going back to zone 5 with the serve. There's Adelman pushing it to the back, kept alive on the back line by Geneva. Touched back down by Westminster. The block was there. We'll see how they credit it, but Farmery as well as Adelman were both there at the net for Westminster to snap the little run of Geneva at 2, 12-7. And now Samantha Kelly, the sophomore out of Penn Trafford High School in Irwin, Pennsylvania, heads back to the service line. 35 aces this year, the PAC Rookie of the Week last year. The week of October 29th, the first team all-section player at PT. There's an attack error on the opposite side by Olivia Moore. And a point for the Titans, 13-7. Samantha Kelly's service continues. Third team WPIAL as a senior for Coach Shaw's team at Penn Trafford. It's powered through a block. Near side Hope Shook with a kill. Eight serves 13. Stewart from the middle. Popped into the air, the libero Coughlin there. Only a sophomore Coughlin. She's been fantastic this year. Honorable mention all PAC last year by factoring into those teams again once they're released next week. Point goes to the Westminster Titans, though, 14-8. It's Maya Stewart on the kill. That's her first of the night. That one's blocked down, but popped back up and shook on the overpass. It was knocked down from the middle. Good attack from Adelman to a place where nobody was. Despite the diving effort by Coughlin, it's a point for Westminster, 15-8. Adelman from Samantha Kelly, and that's another thing Samantha Kelly has done really well this season. There's a couple of really good setters on this Titans team as we get a timeout, but Kelly leads the way with 5.04 assists per set. It's 549 coming into the match on the season. And Kelly today so far has 5 assists. 554, up over 550 for the season. That is a great year for the sophomore. 15-8 early on. Middle stages here of the first set. PAC Sports Network. This is the 2019 WPIAL. I'm all over the place. I called 2 WPIAL volleyball championships last Saturday, and now I'm thinking I'm back in high school. This is the PAC volleyball championship, Division III athletics. I'll get it right by the end of the match, I promise.
If I was a betting man, I'd say that wouldn't be the last time you...
No, it will not be. I had to pound it into my head on the hour-and-a-half drive here from outside Monroeville and Plum that it was the PAC Sports Network as well. We'll have it right. No worries.
Yeah, no
Westminster
pressure.
and Geneva, those are 2 college teams. I'm aware of that. Cut my teeth in the President's Athletic Conference at Waynesburg, which is where Jack is now, but an attack error from the middle. Long by Kimmy Kuzma, but they say it's touched by Westminster, so a deflection out of bounds. That's a point for Geneva. 9 will serve 15. They give the kill to Kuzma. Good back set. A little bit too far for Riley. The George had to reset, but she's able to knock it over on the attack, but return to Westminster. Attack from the middle, Adelman. Kill, 16-9. Middle attack. Kuzma down, the freshman, with another kill. She only had 42 coming into this match, but she has factored in early on for Geneva from that middle hitting position. Done a pretty fine job so far.
She's long at 5'11" and is in sync with Daphne Hussinger, so that can go a long way no matter how much experience you have coming into a match.
That's Kuzma's third kill on the day. Give her 45 on the year. This is 42 coming in 30 matches. Much better than the average already. It's what you want. Step your game up in a match like this. The PAC championship on the line. There's DeGeorge, powered it through a block and a point for Westminster.
Yeah, that block on that far side between Doffelmeyer and Hussinger needs to be better because the approach taken on that outside by, was that Farmeyer, Kyle? Who was that took the approach? Steele?
On the far side for Westminster?
Yeah.
DeGeorge.
Was it DeGeorge? Yeah,
I
she
believe.
had to. The adjustment was off, and Geneva gets it back there, no problem. But she didn't take a good enough approach to put a good enough swing on it. So Geneva, that block on the far side, Doffelmeyer, Hussinger, needed to adjust accordingly, and it was a fairly easy task, but they weren't able to do so. But they got the point back.
Daphne Hunsinger service for Geneva. She's the one to pop it up in the air on the attack by DeGeorge. Played over on a free ball by Costal. Popped back to the middle. Was it deflected? It was not. Point Geneva. Attack is long. 2 in a row for the Golden Tornadoes for the second time in the set and trail by 5. 12 serve, 17 Hunsinger service continues. The junior out of Harleysville, Pennsylvania, Christopher Dock High School. Setter for this team. She does set that forward to Costal. Attack and then right back to the Golden Tornadoes on 1. They're able to knock it over, but the libero Porser was there for Westminster. And she can't clean that one up. Attack from the far side is going to go for a kill, and for the first time in the set, Geneva has 3 in a row.
That's a good run, Olivia Moore, 6 foot and only a freshman. Good timing, not a powerful swing, but a long swing, and that creates more power. You don't have to necessarily swing that hard.
Good back set. Far side attack played by Toporser. The back to George, popped it over. The block came down, but it was kept alive by Westminster's Kaylee Shuba. That's pushed way long. Off the hands of the senior right side Casey Costal at 6 foot. Ends the run for Geneva, 18-13 Westminster, set 1. Costal attack air. One's long as well. These unforced errors are a big portion of this first set. To give points to Westminster, Geneva has struggled in the error department. It's exactly what you don't need in this type of match. I'll make it 20-13. That 19th point for Westminster was Geneva's 7th attack error on the match so far. They are the hitting percentage of .029 right now. That is not good enough. So Porser on 3. Knocked back over to Geneva. Here comes a near side attack from Costal, blocked down. Kaylee Shuba was there. 21-13, 4 in a row. Second longest run of the night for Westminster. It'll end. (21-14). Geneva really needs a good run here if it wants to win this first set. The kill for Millicent Doffelmeyer on that occasion. Assist to Daphne Hunsinger on the set. Far side Stewart from the 10-foot line. Popped up into the air. Libero played it forward. Knocked over on a free ball by Moore. And it's a point for Geneva. It fell. 21-15. And that wasn't necessarily Geneva getting into its scheming and into its offense, but that'll work. Stewart far side. Had it blocked down, but Stewart punched it right back over. And that'll work. 22-15. Westminster closing in on a set 1 victory. Josie Toporser back to serve. Push to the near side. Attack was blocked down. It initially came from Hope Shook. And it's knocked around a couple of Geneva hands, but falls to the earth. 23-15, Westminster 2 points away from an opening set win. Good set to the middle, but blocked down. Kept alive, though, a diving play. It's not going to end up mattering as Kayla Coughlin was there, and now set point for the Titans at 24-15. Don't have a service ace yet today. That will continue. Ball's returned over to Westminster. I had to back up, did Haley Farmery, to handle that serve. And then from the near side, Shook keeps off the inevitable for now. 24-16, still set point for Westminster with Geneva gaining serve and Millicent Doffelmeyer back to handle it.
Westminster was passing well in warm-ups, Kyle. It only takes one pass for you to create yourself a set one victory.
There's a good one, but to the back. Pretty good serve from Doffelmeyer, who's got 28 aces on the season. Backline attack into the net. Geneva stays alive again. An attack here from Westminster.
The pass needs to be right on the Titans' left foot on the logo at center court.
Stewart blocked down, but kept alive by the George. It got up on her quickly, and then she misses long and to the left. 3 in a row for Geneva, trying to climb back in. In order to win the set, they'll need the win by 2, which means they'll have to tie this at 24. But down 6 for now as Doffelmeyer's service continues.
There it is.
It's a good pass to the middle, and there it is. Set to Westminster. 25-18. Believe it was Haley Farmery that got the kill there. And we'll head to set 2. We will take a momentary pause. We'll come back. We'll give you our thoughts on that first set. We'll give you some numbers and then get you ready for set 2. 25-18 Westminster in set 1 here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, the 2019 President's Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Championship. Back at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, the campus of Westminster College in the PAC Women's Volleyball Championship in 2019. And it's 1-0 in favor of the Westminster Titans. Let's break down that set a little bit, Jack Hillgrove.
Yeah, 10 total kills for Geneva only 12 for Westminster, so that gives you an idea of how many mistakes were made by Geneva. So over half of Westminster's points that set were just given to them by the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. And Becky Edelman leads things with 4 kills for Westminster, 2 for Maya Stewart, 2 for Kaylee Shuba, and 2 for Riley DeGeorge. Haley Farmeyer has 1 as well, and so does Megan Steele. For Geneva, the kill leader is Kimmy Kuzma with 3. Doffelmeyer, Moore, and Shook have 2, and Casey Costel has 1. A 22% attack percentage and only a 10.9% attack percentage for Westminster. That's not as good, but 4 total team blocks for Geneva and a goose egg in the block category for Geneva. And if they want to come out on top, and you mentioned during the break that set had no business being as close as it was. Yes, I agree, because Westminster made some mistakes at the end of the set. But why you thought it was so dominant from a Westminster standpoint, and it had a lot to do with this number right here, and even more so with this number right here being 0 for no blocks for Geneva, which means that there's no defensive net presence. And Riley DeGeorge is a net presence that has been around for 4 years in the President's Athletic Conference. She has been very, very good in the PAC for 4 years, and people like her are going to take care of that and take advantage of that.
9 attack errors for Geneva, 2 service errors. That is 11 points gift-wrapped to Westminster in that first set. And you're going to have your attack errors. Westminster had 7. The key is to limit those, and there can't be errors on the service line either. There was 1 for Westminster as well during that set. Digs were 25-23 to the Titans. First point, though, in the second set belongs to the Golden Tornadoes, now working left to right on your screen. The gray jerseys and the alternate gold for the libero Coughlin on the far side. Geneva will continue with service, left-handed standing serve of Daphne Hunsinger. She has been so fantastic as a junior at Geneva, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. 230 kills this season, her hitting percentage 25.2. Another point to the Golden Tornadoes. Quickly 2-0 for Geneva trying to respond. She is first in assists as well. She's close to 1,000 assists on the season, which is ridiculous. She is first in the conference by almost 100 assists. Another point for Geneva, an unforced error on Westminster's side. About 4 in a row. Well, the second set has started off much better for Geneva.
Well, that's no surprise either. Wendy Smith's a coach that's been around a long time, and she's, I'm sure, seen her team play bad sets and knows how to adjust accordingly to set the tempo for set 2.
Ball popped back up over the antenna, but out. That's a point for Westminster on the board here in the second set after winning set 1, 25-18. Talk about Daphne Hunsinger. Those almost 1,000 assists this year. She's also tied for a top 10 total in aces with 38 on the season. 8 triple-doubles. She is a 5-time NCCAA D3 Player of the Week this year. 5 times has been awarded that. Also a 2-time Player of the Week in the PAC as a junior. All PAC first team last year. Honorable mention during her freshman season in 2017. Such a great setter there in the middle. Hunsinger kind of makes it all go.
That's a good swing.
Strong swing, Geneva, .51. And talk about so much in volleyball about you can have great outside hitters, but if you don't have a setter that is deceptive, that can make plays, that can put those hitters in positions to succeed with their swings, you're in bad shape. And Hunsinger certainly, along with Coughlin, there's other assist getters as well for Geneva, would do the job, but Hunsinger leading the way. You don't have a Hunsinger on your team if you're Geneva, you might not be here. Point to Westminster, 5-2, killed by Riley DeGeorge. We'll talk about her throughout the day as well. That's a name you'll hear very often throughout the rest of this set. That is the first ace of the match. Westminster's point belongs to Becky Adelman on the service line. Pushed far side, partial block, down and out. Point Geneva on the touch. 6-3 Golden Tornadoes in set 2. Pretty good crowd on hand here in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. Saturday afternoon, November the 9th, 2019. Up for grabs, the 2019 PAC Women's Volleyball Championship. This venue, over the last scholastic year, going back to 2018-19, has hosted several championship events. Westminster, of course, the volleyball team here hosted last year, lost to Bethany previous year. Lost in the championship match to Thomas More before the Saints left the conference. Westminster men's basketball hosted last year the championship game. Chatham winning its first men's basketball championship here at the Buzz. That's another point for Westminster, and all of a sudden the Titans back within a point here in the early part of set number 2. Attack air by Kuzma. A block there by Shuba and DeGeorge. They give the combo block 2 for the 5th point for the Titans. And here's Stewart. Libero Coughlin made the play opposite side. Shook on the attack. Good back set, strong attack on the opposite side. Farmery's got the kill. We're even. Haley Moore back on the service line. Product of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Went to Greensburg Central Catholic High School, another volleyball power in District 7. That's a point for Geneva for partial block. Point. 8-6 Gordon Tornadoes in set 2.
Yeah, it's a set that you really can't get a feel for who is where, because I think Westminster came out a little flat, but I think Geneva's come out playing better. So it's one of those things that you have to kind of wait and see, and in the middle of the set is where teams in set like these make their money.
Geneva called for being over top of the net. Wendy Smith disagrees with the call from the near side here. It's a point for Westminster, down by 1 now. She continues to ask for an explanation. The joust there at the net. Well, the hitting percentage for Geneva's up to .052, which was down at the end of the first set. They were at .022, so that tells you a little bit about how the early going of this set is gone. There's an attack from the far side, a kill for Shook. 9-7 Geneva. Gordon Tornadoes can certainly use this set. They want to win it. Stewart had the attack from the middle, pushed over by the setter, Daphne Hunsinger. She'll do that relatively often. She's got a combo block there, along with Kimmy Kuzma, the freshman middle out of Ambridge High School. 10-7, Geneva in set 2. That's a good attack. Good swing from Casey Costel. 11-7. Just pushed it to a part of the floor where there were no Titans. Geneva by 4. 5 of the last 6 belong to the Gordon Tornadoes, including 3 in a row. And the service continues for Shook. That's a good swing, though. That'll break the run. Shuba. 8 serves, 11 for Westminster as the libero, Josie Toporser, goes back to do it. We've got a whistle.
An issue with the ball, maybe?
I was going to say, looks like we're going to replay the point. Nothing credited there. Toporser's service will continue, will begin here in a moment after the serve came back to Westminster. Toporser this year. We talked about her dig total, now first in the conference on the season, 5 games with 30-plus digs. She's only got 6 aces on the service line. A lot of times D-specs are expected to have really good serves as well. You often find, at least in the high school ranks and up into the college ranks, those D-specs can serve as serving specialists as well, sometimes off the bench. DePorser was a 3-sport athlete in high school at Lordstown in Warren, Ohio. And that's a good attack. Over ball by Kuzma, 12-7. The nifty fact about DePorser, she is blind in one eye and still plays libero in volleyball and plays it really well. Four-point lead for the Gordon Tornadoes in set 2 after they fell in set 1, 25-18, in what was a set that was much more dominant to Westminster, and that score may entail. 10-foot line attack to George. Whistle, it stopped. And a violation against the Titans, 13-8 Geneva.
Good back row attack. Gotta watch that 10-foot line and realize your role on the court. If you're one of those back row players in position 5, 6, or 1, the only jumping you can do is behind the 10-foot line. So when they call it a back row attack, if you're in either position 1, 6, or 5, and you jump in front of the 10-foot line for an attack, that's a no-no.
It's an ace.
That's your next step in the knowledge of volleyball, is where the positions are on the court.
That's the part I have to learn. I'm aware that on the back row attack you cannot serve.
Yes.
What happened there was George stepped on the line as she made her leap to the back row attack, and that is a violation in the middle. This is going to be a double hit, or no, it's just into the net. Called against Westminster and makes it 14-10 Geneva in set 2. This has been a sloppy second set.
Yes, it has. So here, free lesson. The server is always in position 1, and it goes counterclockwise. So right front is 2, the middle front is 3, left front is 4, right back is 5, middle back is 6.
Attack long, the hands of Doffelmeyer. Point for the Titans.
In your volleyball announcing adventures, if you ever see a coach hold their finger up to a clipboard and put the number up and telling them where to serve, they're telling them what zone to serve to or what position to serve to. So, like Wendy Smith did it in set 1, and I forget who was serving, but she held up the number 5, telling her server to serve to position 5, which creates a longer pass to the setter. And the ball's got to travel a longer distance, so it's got to be a better pass.
That serve went to the middle back. Set, far set, just kind of punched over by Shook. It'll go for a kill. 5 points, the largest lead of the set for Geneva, forces a Westminster timeout. 16-11 Geneva in set 2. And the Golden Tornadoes trying to win a second consecutive match against Westminster for the first time since 2016. Won a week ago today, 3-0, 25-19, 25-16, 25-23 here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium. Led by Shook with 13 kills. Kostel had 9, Olivia Moore 8 kills, 2 blocks. Millicent Doffelmeyer 4 aces in that match. Hunsinger had 35 assists. And get this, you think 35 assists is good. How about in the first match between these two teams, Hunsinger had 49 assists. Granted, she had 2 more sets to do it. And a 3-2 victory for Westminster over at the Matheny Fieldhouse at Geneva. Riley DeGeorge led that match, the 5-setter, with 21 kills, 28 digs as well. Sam McKelly had 29 assists. Josie DePorser, 26 digs. In that match back on October 12th, there were 6 total service aces in that match. And Westminster led in every major statistical category. The reverse true for Geneva. The closest stat category in that straight set victory for the Golden Tornadoes a week ago was digs at 58-55. Geneva winning in the semifinals over number 6 Grove City, 28-26, 25-20, 25-17. And Grove City's first semifinal since 2007. Millicent Doffelmeyer, the best player there, 10 kills to lead the match. Only the second time that she was in double figures in that department all year. At this point to Westminster out of the timeout. 12 will serve 16. On the other side, Westminster defeated number 4 St. Vincent here at the Buzz. 25-22, 25-11, 25-19 in St. Vincent's first semi since 2010. Far side kill steal, 13-16. Steele had quite the high school career as well. The player who just got the kill for Westminster. That's a point for Westminster, and 3 straight out of the timeout causes Wendy Smith to use a timeout. Riley the George, a match high 14 kills, 23 digs. Maya Stewart added 9 kills, 8 digs, 4 blocks. And Josie Taporser, a match best 24 digs. In that semifinal win, straight sets over St. Vincent. Both of these teams had a quarterfinals bye. Did not have to play on Tuesday. Remember that the winner of this match will receive the automatic bid to the NCAA 64 Team Division III Championship field. One of 43 national automatic qualifiers from conference championships. That field will be announced Monday at 12:30 p.m. There's a stream available on the D3 website. Regional action for women's volleyball begins Thursday next week, November the 14th. Westminster going to win its 4th championship, or Geneva will win its 2nd in the President's Athletic Conference since coming in full-time as a D3 institution and athletics program in 2011. Westminster has not won a PAC crown since 2008, but in for the 3rd straight year to the championship match. Losses to Thomas More and Bethany precede this one. They only won 1 set in the combo of those 2 matches. 3-1 to Thomas More in 2017. It was straight sets against Bethany last year here at Westminster College. PAC Sports Network, Kyle Dawson, Jack Hillgrove. 16-14, Geneva, now 17-14, Geneva in set number 2. Ball popped up by Stewart on the serve and then touched over, good pancake. There was Daphne Hunsinger to make the play defensively. She bumps this one. Far side, the libero works with the set, sorts to Shook. And a wild play on the Geneva side. They were to keep that one alive. Then on 2, DeGeorge set it over the net. That point belongs to Westminster, though. Backline attack error. A violation called against Geneva, and Wendy Smith is not happy with that one. 15 serves 17 for Westminster back on the line. Once we make the substitution, we're just going to have to wait till Wendy Smith gets her piece in. Now the ladder official explaining things to Daphne Hunsinger as well.
Well, she's upset. As she should be.
Well, now they're denying the substitution for Geneva, saying that they are not allowed to make it. Strong swing on the far side dugout. Well, though Shook had the attack, and it's not going to end up mattering. Westminster and Fitz trying to figure out how to get that ball back over. 18-15, Geneva. This has been, I don't know that I would term the second set competitive either. I don't think it's been clean. Ball handling errors, attack errors on both sides. Geneva up to 17 on the day. Attack errors, 10 for Westminster. The hitting percentages come back down of late for Geneva, down to 0.38. There's a kill. The middle. Haley Farmery And it's 16 serving 18. That's from Haley Moore on the assist. That's long, no touch. Titans point. Good back set. Getting an attack error by Farmer as she tried to punch it over. A little ahead of her attempt. 19-17, Geneva. Near side Stewart. Push to the middle, it's kept alive. Backline attack by DeGeorge. Another good diving play by Toporser. DeGeorge knocked it to the middle over by Moore on the free ball. Toporser bumps at Stewart, attack blocked down. Rally continues. Here's DeGeorge from the back line into the net with an attack error. 20-17 Geneva. And DeGeorge talked about her being 6th in kills in Westminster history. Her 1,855 digs are 3rd. 199 aces coming into the day are 3rd. And the other mistake leads to a Geneva point, 21-17, and a timeout for Westminster. As Geneva attempts to close in on a match-evening set victory. Service ace for Shook. Seven kills for Shook on the day. Does have 6 errors as well, though, but she's been swinging it. That's her first ace. 4 total now for Geneva in that department. Samantha Kelly, Becky Adelman have the 2 aces for Westminster. Becky Adelman with 5 kills. That leads that department for the Titans here on their home floor. 17 digs by Toporser, the PAC's leader in the category on the season now. Coughlin with 10 for Geneva. Geneva leads 21-17, now 22-17. Out of the timeout, Shook with another ace. Gordon Tornadoes trying to close in on set 2. 3rd ace in a row for Shook. 5 in a row for Geneva. And service continues. This one is played along and received well by Toporser. Here's Stewart into the net. Set point at 24-17 for Geneva. Toporser, free ball. Far side attack by Casey Costel. That's pushed to the back line and Westminster stays alive. 18 will serve 24. Westminster needs in total to get to 7 in a row, but needs 6 in a row here, staving off set point for Geneva. Far side, Costel. Partial block. Toporser was there. Here's Stewart, that's blocked. Stewart again. Touchdown block set for Geneva. Hunsinger was there. We'll see if they give it a combo as well. 25-18. The finish in set 2. Identical set scores. 1 goes to Westminster in set 1. Set 2 goes to Geneva. We are even Heading to set 3 here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium on the campus of Westminster College. The PAC Sports Network's coverage of the 2019 WP. Oh, there it is again. I did it again. You said it wasn't going to happen again. Of the 2019.
No, I said it was going to happen.
It was going to happen again. That's what I meant. The 2019 President's Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Championship match continues. We're back inside the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, inside the Memorial Fieldhouse on the campus of Westminster College. The 2019 President's Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Championship continues. We head to the third set and even at a set apiece. Kyle Dawson, Jack Kilgrove on the PAC Sports Network. I think I'm just going to start saying President's Athletic Conference every time I try to say 2019 PAC Championship. That's my issue.
Yeah.
I guess I should give backstory. So I called 8 volleyball matches last week for the Trib Live High School Sports Network and all high school matches in the WPIAL, including 2 championship matches. So that is my issue right now, is that I'm still thinking that it's the WPIAL. And to my defense, there are several players on both rosters that are of District 7 descent in the WPIAL and the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. State playoffs are ongoing.
Stats.
Why the heck not? Let's see. Well, total team walks now 7-3, so both with 3 in that second set. The hitting percentage was much better for Geneva. It's up to 051.
Yeah, Hope shook 5 kills in set 2 as well.
Now, the one big difference is Geneva still had 8 errors in the second set, 7 for the Westminster Titans. They've played the cleaner of the 2 teams in the match. And point for Westminster off a partial block and 1-0 Titans to start the third set. This could be a match-defining set of sorts as well. One of these teams is going to be a set away come the end of this third set from a championship in the PAC. Westminster looking for its 4th, 2002, 2007, 2008. 11-year journey ongoing, trying to get back to the top of the conference. Geneva in its 8th year since a championship in 2011 in its first season. It's the 9th year in the PAC for Geneva. Athletically. NAIA school before that, of an ECAC championship in 2014 after a runner-up finish here in the PAC. 2-0 Westminster, start of the third set. Ongoing to George from the back line. And ball's pucked back up. We haven't seen DeGeorge do a heavy bit of the load carrying for Westminster. She has been awesome, quite frankly, all year. And she's kind of been taken out of the equation in a lot of senses in this match so far. There's Geneva's first point of the third set, 1 serves 2.
Good play. Change up. Back line dropped back. Put that right in the donut where Geneva's defense couldn't get to it. A good play for Westminster and Becky Edelman.
Another point for Westminster. That's 2 in a row, 4 of 5 to start the set. Stewart retains service. Near side attack down the line. And in for Olivia Moore. Geneva point.
Case Western Reserve taking down Waynesburg in football, winning its first ever outright President's Athletic Conference championship in football. But it was a close one, 27-24, the final score.
Stewart, back line, diving with a double knee to the floor, dig by McCracken. She's diving there, but kind of lifts it into the crowd. And a point for Westminster, 5-2 in set 3. Fall sports season coming to an end. In the President's Athletic Conference. Just a few weeks' time, all of these teams will be done in the fall sports at our way towards the winter sports season. Of course, in this conference, at least, dominated in large part by basketball and wrestling. Indoor track and field. That one's down the line. It's out, though. Geneva thought that Moore had it. Instead, it's a point for the Titans, 6-2, and a timeout for the Golden Tornadoes. I think that Wendy Smith wanted the 2 officials to talk about that. See if one of the other ones may have seen it differently.
There's a good crowd on hand today as well for this one. New Wilmington, Pennsylvania, the site, Beaver Falls, home to the Geneva Golden Tornadoes, is only about a 40-minute drive from here, 30 miles, so a reasonable enough drive for the Geneva faithful. And you see some students over on the right side of your screen. In attendance. Not as reasonable for us, Kyle. What was your commute from?
An hour 20.
Okay, that was an hour 45. That'll be fun to make on the way back in the dark.
It's probably already dark out there. 5:04. Darn daylight savings time. The government telling me to turn my clock back.
What if you just refuse to do so?
I mean, you hypothetically could, then there'll be a late to There was a study, this is completely off topic, as Geneva gets a point there out of the timeout. 3 serves 6 here for the Gordon Tornadoes third set. But there was a study, I guess, with daylight savings time that I was told about the other day. There is a 20-some% drop in heart attack rate when you get the extra hour of sleep. And it goes up by like 20%, the heart attack rate when we go forward and you lose an hour of sleep.
Yeah.
Which if you're like me and don't sleep anyways, then it doesn't matter. But
no, what's so funny is when you texted me last night at this morning at 3 a.m., I thought, because I finished preparing for this contest after doing some stuff Friday night for high school football. It's like, yeah, he might not be up. And then you texted me, I'm like, that's hysterical.
Point to Westminster. It is 7-4 Titans in this third set. Match is even at a set apiece, 25-18 in both sets. The first to Westminster, the second to Geneva. Near side attack by Shook was popped back to Geneva. Hunsinger from the back line. Blocked down. Scuba was there. 8-4.
That's in.
Geneva's point.
Got to recognize where you are on the court. And to Porser, as you mentioned, that we talked about all afternoon long, how a fantastic defensive player she is. You never duck at a ball unless your feet are on that back line to get out of the way.
Ace. 6 serves 8. It belongs to Maggie Townsend, who is in serving. That's her 26th of the season, the freshman outside hitter out of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Beaver County Christian High School product. That school of late has been notorious for good volleyball teams.
And you stay home doing so.
Beaver Falls to Beaver Falls. Easy enough. There's DeGeorge. Good backline dig on the diving libero Coughlin. Awkward attack coming from Stewart. And a point for Geneva. We're within 1 again. This has gone back and forth in the early going of set 3. I think it's so evenly matched between these two teams, it seems like that it really hasn't felt like, since the first set at least, that it's been a great match. It's kind of just gone back and forth. Point for Westminster, 9-7.
Yeah, that's a great play. It started with Stewart, and how I mentioned to you during the commercial break that on this left side of the court, the pass needs to be right on that Titans' left foot, and it was, and they were able to run a great middle attack. Once your pass is on target, it opens up oodles and noodles of possibilities for you offensively.
Oodles?
Yeah, I can't eat oodles and noodles. Ramen, because they're manufactured with shellfish product, and I'm deathly allergic to shellfish. So
it happens. It's a Porser far side Stewart attack, partially blocked. Backline kept alive, though. They're back to the net by Alyssa Hunsinger. Point, though, for the Titans. It's 4 hits against Geneva, 10-7. Westminster in set 3. Westminster trying to cap the 11-year journey back to the top of the PAC. With a victory tonight, would bring the school their 4th women's volleyball championship, first since 2008. And what is their 8th appearance in a title match? It's been quite the odyssey, if you will. 11-7 now in favor of Westminster. I thought they dominated the first set in large part due to 11 errors between attack errors and service errors for Geneva in that set. I mean, that's, again, we talked about it there. There's DeGeorge with an attack error, but I mean, you're essentially, with attack errors and with service errors especially, you're gift wrapping points to the other team. And you're putting them on a silver platter and saying, here you go. Here's Thanksgiving turkey. You do that 11 times in a set, you're in bad shape. 4 hits on Westminster, point for the Golden Tornadoes. 9 will serve 11. Tammy Swearingen, her 27th season as the Westminster head coach. Wendy Smith in her 20th at Geneva. There's an ace for the Golden Tornadoes for Shook. She's been all over the place in that department. Shook had 17 aces coming into this match on the season. And after that one, Shook's got 4 in the match. Point to Westminster.
Yeah, Kaylee Shuba has been awesome in set 3. Just a brick wall in the middle, and to the point where if I'm Tammy Swearingen, I'm totally comfortable in one-on-one situations with a freshman in that case. A 5'10", long arms, has a nose for the volleyball, and on that play, and now another point for Westminster. But on that last point, she saw the gap in the Geneva defense, and in a scrum forward at the net, just pushed it over.
Stewart won the joust at the net there. It was the last to touch it before the blocker's hands. Back set, attacked far side, kept alive by a diving to Porser. Stewart to the middle of the floor. Hunsinger for the middle. Elena Hoppel, the sophomore, middle on the attack. It's unsuccessful. It's a point for Westminster. 14-10. The ladder official wanted to quickly chat with Daphne Hunsinger. Hunsinger sets the near side. Costal right into the hands of DeGeorge. Good back set, but well, maybe not a good back set. It wasn't really in a hittable position for Farmery. There's from the middle. Good attack by Adelman. Costal near side to the back line. Set across the court for Stewart. Long. Point to Geneva, no touch. "11 will serve 14. All popped up. Adelman on the attack. Adelman overpass. Knocked right back down on the block. Geneva's point. The Golden Tornadoes back within 2. This has really been the definition of back and forth. It's been point, 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 point. 3 in a row, 3 in a row. For the opposite team, there's Adelman from the middle, breaking the consecutive points for Geneva. Adelman surgical in the middle. Sort of like her characters on her favorite TV show, Grey's Anatomy, according to the Westminster website.
We're both big Grays guys.
That popped a smile onto my face when I saw that. Same thing for Kaylee Shuba. I can appreciate a Grey's Anatomy fan. Point belongs to Westminster, 16-12. Samantha Kelly. Long with service. Point to Geneva on the air. We're still waiting on the potential 200th career ace for Riley DeGeorge for Westminster. She does have a service error today, but no aces. Stewart on the attack far side. Stewart with the kill. 17-13 Titans.
Yeah, that's not a good play for Geneva. Kayla Coughlin, the libero, 5'2" sophomore from Brunswick, Ohio, needed to be where she is right now, if you see it on your screen, to adjust to that outside attack from Stewart, but that doesn't take away from her making a tremendous play.
Strong from the middle. Point to Geneva. 14-17. That is Doffelmeyer. Millicent. Doffelmeyer with the kill from Daphne Hunsinger. So started with Maya Stewart on the Westminster side. Here is the libero Coughlin for Geneva. Strong attack from the middle again. Adelman, 18-14 Westminster, and the crowd getting behind the Titans here late in the third. Adelman back to the service line. Ball's pushed along. That is out. Point to Westminster, 19-14. 6 points away from a 2-set-to-1 lead and a timeout for Geneva. Attack air by Shook to give the point to Westminster there. After the kill by Adelman. Olivia Moore leads the match, 9 kills for Geneva. Becky Adelman leads the Titans with 7. And what matters is the endgame W here in this championship match. Kills spread around on both sides. That is the second and final timeout for Geneva in this set, if you're wondering, by the way. Westminster and 27th year head coach Tammy Swearingen has 2 left. She's also the assistant athletic director here at Westminster in her 23rd season in that role. 607 wins are top 20 ever for a Division III head coach of women's volleyball for Swearingen. 645 win percentage, all-time winningest head coach here at Westminster College, 5-time President's Athletic Conference Coach of the Year. They may not get to 30 wins this year, but 4 in a row of 30-plus wins in a season for the Titans. Swearingen, head volleyball coach at Mineral Ridge High School from 88 to 90 back in the 1900s, Columbiana High School from 86 to 88, and her native of Ohio. Also was a high school swimming coach, as well as coached swimming at Youngstown State after she graduated from that school in 1983.
She produced 5 All-Americans as a swim coach.
Point for Geneva. 15 will serve 19 out of the timeout. She's got quite the resume, Swearingen. Brandon Lewis, Samara West assist her. Lewis in his 23rd season. 1998 Westminster grad, played here. Samara West played at Iowa State. Graduated there in 2017, has been here since as an assistant. 2-time All-Big 12 player. 2-time national champion at Omaha North High School as well in Nebraska. Shannon Leposki is also an assistant, a Westminster grad of 2002. She's in her 13th season on the coaching staff and in the Titan Hall of Fame. DeGeorge, big swing. Point for Westminster after back-to-back for Geneva. It's 20-16. You figured DeGeorge is going to have to be good down the stretch here if Westminster wants to close this out and win a championship. Now we'll see Haley Moore on the service line. 14 aces in the regular season. The junior out of Greensburg Central Catholic High School, was a 3-time all-section player, twice first team at GCC, 2-time all-WPIAL, 2-time District 7 WPIAL and Pennsylvania State champion. And get this, Haley Moore, as her set goes to the far side for DeGeorge here. Partial block, no touch. Point to Geneva. Moore played 5 sports in high school: lacrosse, track and field, softball, baseball, or basketball rather. (20-17), and a point for Westminster to bring it back with serve to them. That point belongs to Geneva, now 21-18. Near side, Costal partially blocked. That is a point for Geneva. 19 serves 21. Long attack, a good swing though from the near side. That was Shuba. And Westminster's got another point, 22-19. Stewart popped it over, set to the near side here. Costal blocked down. 23-19 Westminster, set 3. Looking for a 2-1 advantage. Toporser's service continues. Costal down the line. Is it in? No. Just left towards the Westminster bench, and set point coming for the Titans. Toporser's service continues. Ball popped back along. Costal attack. And the set goes to the Titans. 25-19 the finish. And we'll head towards set 4 as we continue to cover your 2019 President's Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Championship from the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium here on the PAC Sports Network. Well, this could be it. We head to the 4th set at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, campus of Westminster College, inside the Memorial Fieldhouse. 2019 PAC Women's Volleyball Championship. And it's 2-1 the lead to Westminster, the home squad, in its 3rd consecutive title match. Looking for a set 4 victory, and with it, the 4th PAC Women's Volleyball Championship in school history. 25-19 in the 3rd set after the both of the first 2 sets went 25-18, one to Geneva, one to Westminster, being the first to the Titans, second to the Geneva Golden Tornadoes by that same score. Leading kill getter is Hope Shook with 11 for Geneva in the match. The Titans are led by Becky Adelman's 9. Hitting percentages was negative there for Geneva in that set. 11 errors, only 8 kills. That has been the story for Geneva thus far. There have been so many unforced errors that have really, I don't want to say cost Geneva a chance at the crown here, because they're still very much in this match, especially the way the second set went. But well, this set's got to be much cleaner. They've got to get those kills. They've got to keep the errors at bay. The weird thing is Geneva's service ace total at 8 is 5 more than the service ace total of Westminster at 3. Service will belong here to the Westminster Titans to start our 4th set. 11-year odyssey of the Westminster Titans, or rather will belong to Geneva here, the service, but 11 years Westminster it's been since the PAC Championship. Geneva 8th season since the crown. In 2008, the last for Westminster. 2011, the last for Geneva. The point belongs to Titans to start the set. Westminster on the left side of your screen now, working right to left. Kyle Dawson, Jack Hillgrove here on the PAC Sports Network. Stewart's service continues for the Titans on the night. She's been pretty good on that service line. Here's to George, pushing it to the back. Popped back up alive, but directed over towards the net, and the diving libero Coughlin could not quite get to it. 2-0 Westminster. See if they credit an ace there to Stewart. It would be her second if they do. This point belongs to Westminster, and the gym can feel it. 3-0. So a long way to go here in this 4th set, for sure. But at 3-0 and a 2-1 set lead in the match, you can certainly understand the energy from Westminster's faithful and the team on the bench on the right side of the gym. That's a point for Geneva as the attack went off a blocking hand and off to the right. The far side of the gym here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium. The George near side attack. Good dig. Coughlin there. Over ball by Hunsinger. Now DeGeorge again popped up into the air off the block. Stayed up long enough to create some system play for Geneva. And the attack from the far side came from Shook. A diving attempt at a dig. Nothing doing though for Stewart. A point for Geneva. 2 serves 3. Service error gives Westminster its 4th point of the set. Opposite side attack. That's a joust at the net. It is won by Westminster. Titans lead the 4th set 5-2. Good diving effort on the far side by Samantha Kelly, almost running herself into the bleachers. It's a point for Geneva. 2 in a row for the Golden Tornadoes now. 4 serves 5. Left to right. And the service error by Adelman got service back to the Geneva Golden Tornadoes. And that play there. Stewart from the back line. Popped up for Costal. Attack. Good dig there by Stewart. Pushed over on 2 by the setter on the far side. And the attack came from the middle, and Kimmy Kuzma for Geneva. Attack from the near. I believe that was Riley DeGeorge. 6-4. Westminster in set 4. Coughlin, far side blocked down by Westminster. Here's DeGeorge. It hit the antenna. DeGeorge hit the antenna on the follow-through. That makes the point belong to Geneva. 5 serves 6 from the far side. Odd angle here for Townsend on serve. Off the top of the tape, played by Westminster to the middle on the attack by Farmery. Here's DeGeorge from the back line, behind that 10-foot line near the logo. Same way for Townsend here in the near. DeGeorge again. Softly to the middle, might have been partially blocked. Opposite side, touchdown and a block. Was it in? Yes. Point to the Titans. And now 7 serves 5. Another point to the Titans. Quickly, 8-5. DeGeorge. Popped up back alive. Near side. From the middle, Shuba had the attack. This one's got to go over. The free ball with the back to the net does. And popped back alive. Kept alive in a great play by Daphne Hunsinger for Geneva. Pulls the Gordon Tornadoes back within 2 at 6, serving 8. Here in the 4th set, the Gordon Tornadoes have to have the set, remember. Need to force a winner-take-all 5th set. That's not going to help. Service error by Hope Shook. 9-6 Westminster. Here's Stewart, blocked down but played over pass by Adelman. She blocked it down to the net there, had it hit off the tape, touched back up, 3rd hit's got to go, it does. Little change up by Farmery. Back set, Stewart, top of the tape, popped up into the air and a great play, but Westminster able to keep it alive. That'll keep the rally going. Set to the middle. Adelman had it kept alive by Coughlin, the libero. And then the rally finishes. Olivia Moore has another kill. 7 serves 9 now for the Gordon Tornadoes. Back within 2 again. Trying to climb back towards a tie in this 4th set. Ultimately need to take the lead and win the set to keep this 2019 President's Athletic Conference Championship match going. Service error. That has been the story of the night for Geneva, as unforced errors that have gift-wrapped points to Westminster have not played a very clean match. 22-8 on the season, have not been beaten as the road team, quite potentially heading towards that here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium as Westminster closes in on a 4th championship. Stewart attack, popped up. Kept alive to the far side, attacked by Olivia Moore again, just shoved over by Adelman, and it's out. Point Geneva. 8 will serve 10. This is where the service has stopped the last 2 trips to the line for Geneva. It's been a couple straight service errors that have been the disaster point for Geneva in this 4th set. They haven't been able to build any momentum off it. There's an ace from Hunsinger. 9 serves 10. After the ace, 9 serves 10. Hunsinger sets the middle and a kill. We're even. 10-10. No, they've given the point to Westminster. They said it's out. It looked good from up here. 11-9 instead in favor of the Titans. Wendy Smith is furious with the call. I think rightfully so. That looked very much so in from our angle up top. That is definitely long. And the point belongs to the Titans. 12 serves 9. Fourth set ongoing. The service errors have been a problem. Attack errors have been a problem all night for Geneva. And Wendy Smith is trying to reason with the official at the scorer's table here. We've got to conference that up and see if somebody else may have seen it differently. I'm not going to get the benefit of the doubt there. Wendy Smith, 3 letters at Duke, continued her education at the University of Pittsburgh, receiving a law degree there. Also coaches the men's program at Geneva after co-coaching that team for 9 seasons along with Kurt Conser. Took over 3 seasons ago as the main coach, the only coach, and remains the head coach of that team. Prior was an assistant at LaRoche, then college, now LaRoche University for 3 years. Started in the high school ranks at Mount Lebanon in the nearby South Hills of Pittsburgh. Quite the career for Wendy Smith so far, trying to add a second PAC crown to her resume and to her program's resume, but it's going to be an uphill task. Westminster looking for its 4th crown and first since 2008. We talked about it being the 11-year journey to attempt to go back to the top. Count them with me. 2009 would be the first year of the journey, 2010 the second, 2011 the third, 2012 the 4th, 2013 the 5th, 2014 the 6th, 2015 7, 2016 would be 8, 17 would be 9, last year would be 10, this year the 11th year of trying to climb back to the top. 3rd consecutive title match appearance. Point belonged to Geneva there. 10 serves 12 on the kill by Costal. Near side attack from the back line, that 10-foot line by DeGeorge. Far side into the play by Shook. Kept alive to George, dug out by the libero Coughlin from the middle, pushed to the back. Here's to George again. Off a partial block. They set the far side. Shook again to the middle of the floor. Good play by Toporser. The libero there. Rally continues. Costal near side. Partial block. Middle of the floor. 2 players collide, but it's over the net anyways. On 2 for Westminster. Shook on the attack. From the middle, Adelman kept alive. Westminster wanted some form of violation on or Geneva rather wanted some form of violation on Westminster, maybe a lift, but no call again. 13-10 Westminster. And a yellow has been issued, I believe, to head coach Wendy Smith. That is the first time I've ever seen a card issued in a volleyball match.
Well, they're there for a reason, and it happens when you think things aren't going your way and you get passionate about them, because one monumental call can shift the mindset of your team, and I think Wendy Smith knows that as well.
Near side Costal attack, popped up into the air by Kelly, near side to George. Down the line, kill. 14-10. Westminster 11 points away from the first championship in 11 years for the Titans and the 4th overall in the President's Athletic Conference. Shook. Stewart there defensively. Adelman from the back line. Popped up by the libero. Pushed over on 2 and a kill by the setter. 11 serves 14 for Geneva. That's Daphne Hunsinger, the setter, with the kill. They credit an assist to the libero, Kayla Coughlin. And the service rolls on for Geneva, down 3 on the 4th set. Need it to force the 5th. There aren't many more electric moments than potentially a winner-take-all to 15 win by 2 5th set in volleyball. when you've got a good crowd. They're hanging on everything in those sets. It's a second consecutive point there for the Gordon Tornadoes. Titans gonna get another. 15-12. You can start to taste it. Long way to go, though, in this fourth set. We will bring you the championship ceremony after this match comes to a close. There's an ace. Haley Moore, 16-12. And a timeout for Geneva. Maybe one last rallying cry here for Wendy Smith's club on the left side of your screen. They've got to get something going and get something going fast.
Yeah, and you're still in a stage where you're only down 4, but stakes are running high, yellow cards are being issued, and patiences are being tested, and that's something that Wendy Smith needs to understand, and she has. She's in her 20th season as a head coach in the PAC, or of a volleyball program. But, you know, at that same time, you have to keep your team grounded, and you have to keep your players playing, if that makes, I mean, that's a very generic statement, but you need to make sure that all outside things that are going on, saying, look, I'm having the conversation that I am with the official, that should not affect what is going on the court, on our side of the court. And Geneva has been very, very good defensively today. They were good defensively in set 2. It's just one of those things where you have to rally your troops and kind of put it back together. And you said it perfectly, Kyle, for one last sort of push, because you're in the late middle stages of a set where you're facing a loss, and you got to rally. And that's a good way to start. That's a very, very good set by Daphne Hussinger. And a good swing of the ball by Casey Costal.
16-13, Geneva trails Townsend service from that odd angle. Pushes forward, it's an error. That is the third service error in the middle stages of this set for Geneva, and it gives the Westminster Titans a point and makes it 17-13 with service going to Riley DeGeorge, the best player on this team. There is ace number 200 in her career, and it puts the Titans 7 points away. Ball was touched down by Shuba. Now the far side shook on the attack. That's kept alive. Free ball has to go over from Toporser. It does. Attack went left. Westminster within 6 points of a championship. Geneva gets one back. 14 will serve 19 on the kill by Shook. She has been fantastic in this match, as has Casey Costal. Those two have combined for 20 kills. There's an ace. 15 will serve 19. And the ace comes from Shook. It's been the bright spot tonight for Geneva. That one's out. And a service error. Point belongs to the Titans, 20-15. You think the Titan faithful can feel it?
Just got to play clean volleyball the last couple points.
Hanging on pins and needles to try and celebrate a championship. They watched the opposing team here at the Buzzriddle Gymnasium last year win a title. Had to do the same thing in men's basketball this past year. Watch Chatham celebrate on this court. Titans hoping that can add a celebration for the home team. It is 16 serving 20 after the kill from Hunsinger, the setter. A good serve. Low on it. Stewart has the attack from the 10-foot line. Hunsinger sets the far side. Olivia Moore down the line. It is in. We've got ourselves a 3-point set. Geneva hanging around. Moore service continues. Overpass. This will allow Geneva to set up, and Hunsinger tried the attack on 2. To George from the back line. Hunsinger sets to the middle. Strong attack, but right to the libero. Pushed over on 2 on the set. It's got to go to the back line. Free ball is over for Toporser. Touched over. Hunsinger was there again. And done that a lot in this set. Punch back to the middle of the floor. A lot of play at the net there. Middle attack in. Point to Geneva. Geneva team looked like they thought they were getting crushed by a call again there for a moment. Timeout. 18 will serve 20 out of it for the Golden Tornadoes.
This is fun.
It is.
This is extremely, extremely fun because, and I'm still not sure where this one can go in set 4. Now, Westminster, I think, is playing better volleyball and has played better volleyball throughout the duration of this match, but Olivia Moore and Casey Costal swinging for Geneva and Daphne Hunsinger setting the ball for them. It has been solid. There's just been some defensive miscues and then also some calls that haven't gone their way. But I'll tell you what, Kyle, this is going to be a key next 2 points for either squad, because you either make it a 2-point match, a tie ball game, or a 4-point set score. So these next 2 rallies or volleys for both teams is going to either make or break the match.
This serve big for Moore. I think much more important over to the Geneva side, try and tie this up, at least play to the point where you can a little bit at least go back and forth. Far side attack Farmery, partially blocked, punch back up, but blocked back down. Adelman was there to point to Westminster, 21-18.
Yeah, and I think the mistake was started from the get-go. It was a good serve from Moore, but keep it out of Torperser's hands. I mean, she's wearing a different color jersey for a reason, because she's one of the best liberos in the PAC. She might be the best libero in the PAC. I don't serve to her in that situation.
Samantha Kelly, the sophomore on service. That's Olivia Moore from the far side, notching the point for Geneva. 19-21 with the serve coming back to the trailing team, the Golden Tornadoes, in set 4. Set 1 went 25-18 to Westminster. Set 2, 25-18 to Geneva. 25-19 Westminster in set 3. It is 21-20 or 21-19 here. Geneva trails with serve. Touchdown overpass. It's out. Point Westminster. 22-19.
You got to square up the shoulders in that case. That ball actually might have been out as well, but I would have played it if I was Haley Moore as well. You just have to always, always, always hit towards the middle of the court.
Stewart had service. Attack middle. Far side rather kill for Costal. Geneva back within 2. They're hanging around, not letting Westminster pull away with this 4th set.
And as long as they can pass well and Costal and Moore keep swinging big, they're absolutely going to be in this match.
Coughlin service. There's the libero to Porser. Attack from DeGeorge. Back set. Costal blocked down, kept alive by Hunsinger. Here's Costal again. That's out. No touch. Westminster 2 points away.
Good communication on the right side of the court for the Titans.
All-PAC second teamer of last year and freshman of the year in 2018, back on the service
pass.
line. Here's DeGeorge. Kept alive for now. Geneva will continue the rally. DeGeorge again. Here we go. That's in. Off the hands. Set, match point.
It all starts with a big defensive play. And Maya Stewart made one. And the Westminster faithful are on their feet.
Far side attack, kept alive. Stewart. They'll play it to the middle. Just pushed over. That's kept alive. DeGeorge popped it up. Stewart on the attack. Into the net. The 11-year odyssey back to the top of the President's Athletic Conference for Westminster has culminated. The Titans are PAC champions 2019.
What a moment. And as you mentioned, the men's basketball team watching Chatham celebrate on this gym floor. This team watching the opposition celebrate a championship on the home floor. And a good culmination for especially a player like Riley DeGeorge, who has been phenomenal as a Westminster Titan. And for them to be the number 1 overall seed and win a PAC championship on their home floor is awesome. And you see Maya Stewart and others hugging celebration. Maya Stewart is a huge, huge reason why, Kyle, that Westminster got those final 2 points. A tremendous, tremendous defensive play to make it 24-20 after a long rally, and then 2 quick defensive plays on the final rally which led to the ball in the net. So Maya Stewart is my player of the last 2 points, but I think that it doesn't really get done without each and every one of the starters for Westminster. You talk about Josie Torpiser, Samantha Kelly, the setter. Big swings from DeGeorge, Stewart, and Shuba, and Edelman out of the middle as well. Tremendous, tremendous team effort by Westminster, and they have every reason to celebrate right now, and so does Geneva, because Westminster even more, obviously, since they won, but they earned a whole lot of points. Maybe not so much in the first set, but Geneva worked its tail off and made Westminster earn in sets 2, sets 3, sets 4, every point that they scored. And that just makes for fun volleyball, and that's why I said during the final timeout that it's fun, because there's barely any mistakes being made. Teams are earning their opportunities, every single one. Nothing is handed to them, and that's what makes volleyball fun, especially when both teams are playing very, very well.
So with the 4th President's Athletic Conference trophy and championship for Westminster, they receive one of the 43 automatic bids to the NCAA tournament, and that will happen on Monday. They'll find out where they're headed for the regional. You can see Tammy Swearingen down the bench with tears in her eyes as her school and program and team celebrates a championship here in 2019 as the Titans go to 26-6. Geneva's season may not be over. Their heads are held low, with a runner-up finish here in the conference at 22-9, but maybe an ECAC bid. I don't know that they'd get an at-large bid out of the conference. And keep in mind there are only 21 at-large bids up for grabs come Monday's selection show, but what a moment for the Westminster Titans. 2008, the last time, in 3 straight title matches. Well, the 3rd time was the charm today for Westminster as they get their T-shirts and the championship banner on the court here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, and the celebration will ensue here in New Wilmington the rest of the night. That's a big-time moment for a program that has been so close the last 2 years.
Yeah, and a big-time moment for the seniors, and we talk about the ones that have made a tremendous impact. Josie Torpiser, Riley DeGeorge, Haley Farmeyer as well. And it's a team that brings a lot of excitement back next year, too, with Shuba as a freshman, Stewart as a sophomore, your setter Samantha Kelly, a sophomore, Megan Steele, an outside hitter at junior, and Becky Adelman, a sophomore as well. So this is a team, Kyle, that, you know, as long as you and I get the opportunities to announce the PAC Volleyball Championship, that we could familiarize ourselves with, because there's a lot of youth on this team, and while it's carried by, I think, DeGeorge and Torpicer, that it's going to be around and hang around for a long time, as Geneva. Hope Shook, Casey Costello, a senior, but Olivia Moore and Hope Shook, who were fantastic in this match, 2 freshmen, will be around for the PAC volleyball scene for several more seasons to come.
That'll do it from the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium for us on the PAC Sports Network. And I want to thank you, of course, for watching. You're the reason why we're here. On behalf of the PAC Sports Network, the 2019 PAC Championship belongs to the host, Westminster Titans, here in New Wilmington, Pennsylvania. I want to thank the SID here at Westminster as well, Nate Laricia, for his help in advance of this match, as well as Randy Gore for sending us here, the founder, the owner, the general manager of the PAC Sports Network. And, of course, again, thank you for watching. For Jack Hillgrove, I'm Kyle Dawson saying so long from the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium, where the Westminster Titans in 4 sets win their 4th President's Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball Championship in front of us as you saw it live. Good night from New Wilmington.
This year's PAC Championship Trophy. The mascots, the Titans, led by Tammy Swearingen, will receive the PAC's automatic qualifying bid to the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament. The Titans enter next week's Division III Championship with a 26-6 overall record after earning their 4th PAC title today. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 President's Athletic Conference champions, the Westminster College Titans. Fans, on behalf of Geneva College, Westminster College, and all of our member schools, we appreciate your continued support of the President's Athletic Conference and student athletes. Thank you for joining us today, and please have a safe trip home.